What's up, everyone? Alex here, and welcome to another reading. I don't know what to call this series. I don't have like a very unique way of addressing this particular series where I just kind of read things. I was reading that one book by Mark Nepo for a while. Well, I did it like the one time, just kind of doing like reading the entries and doing sort of a reflection. But I've got a treat for y'all. I never say y'all, so I don't know what that was about. But I wanted to read a poem by Andrea Gibson, and I have one of their newer books. I don't think it's the newest. I'm not caught up on their content, but I have Lord of the Butterflies here. And if you don't know, Andrea Gibson is a really good non-binary poet, uses they, them pronouns, and I've seen them twice live. They are amazing, and I met them in person, and I met their dog in person. I got to pet the whitish dog, the one that they've had the longest. Oh, I forgot that dog's name. I feel bad. But yeah, I figured I'd pick something out of this to kind of read. I wish I could get my wife on to read some of these because they've got the real like slam poetry voice for this. Me, I just sound horrible. All right, so let's see what I can find in this to read. I've got a very short piece here. I forgot there's really short pieces too. This one is titled Andrea/Andrew because Andrea Gibson uses both names on, at least on social media. I don't know in person. It's always Andrea Gibson. That's the name that they put on the books. But there's a short piece that says, "Your name is a gift. You can return it if it doesn't fit." I like that. But I'm looking for sort of a longer piece, but nothing like triggering. So the title of this piece is Ode to the Public Panic Attack. You find me at the coffee shop, at the movies, at the grocery store buying comfort food. You find me on dates, which is terrible because on dates I really try to appear dateable. You find me at Disney World in line for the Little Mermaid slow-moving clam ride. You found me at parties so often I stopped celebrating my own birthday. You found me on an airplane, then in the arms of a medic after the plane stopped on the runway and turned around to let me off. Don't worry, the medic said, it's just a panic attack, as if that would comfort me, to know that I am the enemy, my body its own stalker. Last week you found me on stage and a friend in the crowd said that was as awkward as watching a goat give birth in the mall. I think every good artist makes their audience uncomfortable. I'd hope to do that with my politics and not my body flailing like the about-to-be dead girl in a teenage horror flick, my own spine curling into the claw that strips me down to my day of the week panties, and it is always doomsday. You found me mid-sentence while buying tick repellent at the hardware store. You chewed the hairs on the back of my neck until I couldn't hear the words panting out of my mouth until I wasn't there but was in another state, Googling heart palpitations and sudden onset asthma and how many bugs are in the human body. Is it possible to be eaten alive while someone's eyes are asking, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" No, I'm not okay ever. But I am creative, so when I can't catch my breath, I tell myself, "You're fine. That's just your heart giving your sternum a high five 80 times a second." If you've never had a panic attack, there's a good chance you've been an ass to someone who has. Just relax and calm down always seem like helpful things to scream if oxygen has never been over your head, if your body has never been its own corset. At the restaurant I say, I have a small bladder because it's less awkward than saying, I'm going to spend the most of this outing in the bathroom stall falling toward my death at the speed of darkness because my parachute doesn't open when I leave the house. I think our culture is beginning to get a tiny bit better about depression. Often my tears don't go cold on my cheeks before someone is there, but we treat panic, anxiety, terror as the failings of uncourageous minds who haven't sipped enough chamomile tea, or haven't tattooed namaste onto the right part of their windpipe, or haven't picked up enough lavender from the herb gardens to rub into their pussy chakra. Oh boy. A white yogi tells me I can breathe through the apocalypse in my bloodstream, and I do 6,000 downward dogs and never stop feeling the choke of the leash. I'm done with shame, done with the cage of self-hate, the lie that is this weakness, when I am certain the mightiest proof of my strength, how hard it is to live knowing there's a promised jaw outside my door, and I still step toward that horror. Still I say, here I am, world. Let's make relaxation look like a crime we'll never get busted for. Let's hyperventilate like it's 1999. And that was Andrea Gibson, at least one piece from this. I kind of, um, I just wanted to see like what else was here. And of course, I guess kind of a follow up to the anxiety. There is a. I love these like really tiny little pieces. They've got one page just for themselves, but it's just like one or two sentences, and I love that. So I've got like a little like look how much space it takes up on the page. I love that. I mean, I like it. I'm very I don't know a lot about poetry, but my wife got me into these. And this one here says, depression, a verb, to put on your best outfit and feel like you're dressing a wound. So, yeah, I mean, the books are kind of short, but it's a collection of very impactful pieces. So I have Lord of the Butterflies here. Cover looks like this. And I have this older one called Pansy. Two of these are signed. Are the two of them? Is this one signed? No, the Lord of the Butterflies is not signed, but Pansy is signed, and this one is signed, addressed to my wife. But this one is called Pole Dancing to Gospel Hymns, and does this have like a year it was published? I was hoping to see like what year this was published. I guess you could kind of tell by the political stuff that's like written in here. This was like 2008 to 2010. It's Pole Dancing to Gospel Hymns, and Pansy was released. Well, this says 2015. Wow, okay. Very nice. And then Lord of the Butterflies is a much newer one, of course. 2018. Okay, I thought it was a little older, like a year older. But yeah, so I've got this collection of books, and I mean, if you're interested, I don't really have a link, but if you look on like Amazon, or look up like Andrew Gibby on Instagram, and you'll see resources to getting some of their books and being able to see like some of their shows, because they tour, and I saw them twice. And it was amazing each time. They had their dog on stage for one of the performances. Me and my wife were like front and center, pretty much like front row right there, and like listening to them. They do go into some really heavy topics, some like somewhat triggering topics. They talk a lot about like their past experiences with certain topics. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. That's all I wanted to do really for this video, just kind of a short, just plugging Andrea Gibson, because I thought that would be pretty cool. And I mean, that's all I got for this week. But tell me, like, are you into Andrea Gibson? Like, if you are familiar with their work, what is your favorite poem by them? Because I haven't really seen a lot of their work, so suggest some pieces to me, and I'll like go and read them and tell you what I thought in the comments. And I mean, let's get a discussion going. Talk about like what you like in queer artists, queer poets specifically, and make some suggestions in the comments, not just for me, because I have terrible ADHD and I probably won't get to it if you suggest something to me, but it might be helpful to someone else who watches this channel. So anyway, I am signing off for now. See you later.